Shalom, my friend. I want you to listen very carefully, because what I am about to tell you is something I was explicitly told to keep silent about. For years, the inner circles of wealth and spiritual strategy have operated under a strict code of concealment. There is a reason why the 1% of the 1% stay in the shadows, and it is not just for physical safety. It is because they understand a fundamental law of power that the masses are intentionally kept from knowing. If you are struggling, if you feel like you are working in a system that is rigged against you, it is because you are playing by the public rules, while the winners are playing by the private code. Today, I am breaking my silence. I am going to reveal the forbidden code of the hidden face, and I will show you the exact strategy that turns a commoner into a king. Watch this now, because the forces that profit from your ignorance do not want this message to remain in the light. I am Rabbi Boaz, the Torah Life Strategist. Welcome to the war room of the soul. Most people think that the Torah is a book of morality or religion, but those of us in the inner sanctum know the truth. The Torah is a technical manual for the manipulation of reality. It is a source code. In Kabbalah, there is a level of understanding called Sod, which means secret. This is the highest level of wisdom, and it is where the real wealth strategies are stored. I've been warned that sharing these secrets with the general public is dangerous because most people are not ready for the responsibility of power. But I see the chaos in the world, and I see the exile of the middle class, and I have decided that the vessels who are ready must be given the light. Today, we are moving from the exile of effort to the sovereignty of secret. We are going to build your internal fortress so that the external world can no longer touch you. Let's look at the theology of the hidden face. In Hebrew, this is called Hester Panem. Most people think that when God hides his face, it is a punishment. They think it means the Creator has abandoned them. This is the biggest strategic lie ever told. To the billionaire rabbi, Hester Panem is the ultimate stealth mode. It is the state where the source of all wealth is operating at maximum power because it is completely invisible. In the Torah, we see that the greatest miracles always happen in the dark. The creation began in the dark. The manna fell in the night. The Red Sea split while the world was asleep. This teaches us the first law of the forbidden code. Power is inversely proportional to exposure. The more people know about your success, the less power that success has to protect you. The masses are trained to show and tell. The elite are trained to hide and rule. Today, we hide you. Think about the physics of compression. If you have a tank of steam and you leave the valve open, the steam dissipates into the air. It is warm, but it is useless. It has no power to move a train. But if you close the valve, if you compress that steam into a tight, dark space, the pressure builds until it can move 10,000 tons of steel. My friend, your big mouth is the open valve that is keeping you poor. Every time you brag, every time you post your wins on social media, and every time you seek the validation of your friends, you are bleeding your manifestational pressure. You are cashing in your creative potential for a cheap hit of dopamine. You are trading your kingdom for a like. The forbidden code requires you to become a spiritual pressure cooker. You must keep the heat inside until the result is so heavy that it manifests in the physical world of its own accord. There is a story about the great King Solomon that they don't teach in Sunday school. Solomon was the wealthiest man in history, but he had a secret network of merchants who operated in total anonymity. He didn't build his treasury through public taxes alone. He built it through unseen channels. He understood that as soon as an asset is counted and publicized, it becomes a target for the prosecutor and the envious eye. Solomon lived in a palace of cedar and gold, but his true wealth was underground. This is the secret of the 1%. They own nothing, but they control everything through private trusts and ghost entities. They are imitating the Creator, who runs the whole universe while remaining completely invisible. To join the elite, you must stop being a public entity and start becoming a private force. You must move from the center of the stage to the back of the room. The one thing they warn me not to share is the law of the divine buffer. Most people try to connect their bank account directly to the world. They think, I work for the world pays me. This is a binary loop, and it is extremely fragile. If the world gets angry, the world stops paying. The Forbidden Code teaches you to place a buffer between you and the marketplace. That buffer is your sacred assignment. You do not work for the boss. You do not work for the client. You are a contractor for the king. When you align your work with the divine blueprint, your payment is no longer dependent on the economy. It is guaranteed by the covenant of salt. This shift in identity makes you unfireable. The world cannot cancel a man whom God has deployed, but you must never announce your deployment to the world. You must act like an ordinary citizen while holding the rank of a general. Now let's talk about the identity virus. Most of you are infected with the software of mediocrity. You have been trained to be relatable. You want to fit in. You want to be part of the 99%. But the Torah teaches that the chosen are always separate. To be holy, kadosh, literally means to be set apart. If you are doing what everyone else is doing, you will have what everyone else has, which is debt and anxiety. The Forbidden Code requires a surgical separation from the crowd. You must stop consuming the public feed of news and drama. You must stop participating in the public complaining about inflation. By separating your mind from the mass frequency, you are creating the silent space required for wealth to land. Abundance is a high-frequency signal. It cannot reach a radio that is jammed by the static of the crowd. Turn off the world to hear the strategy. I know what the skeptic is saying. Rabbi, this sounds like I'm becoming a hermit. How can I grow a business in total secrecy? This is where you are misinterpreting the code. I'm not telling you to hide your product. I am telling you to hide your process. Market your value with total boldness. Sell your solution with total authority, but keep your numbers, your strategies, and your spirit behind the curtain. Look at the company Apple. They are the most valuable company in the world. Do they tell you what the next iPhone looks like 6 months early? No, they are obsessed with secrecy. They understand that the launch only has power if it comes from a place of mystery. You must run your life like a trillion-dollar tech company. Create the reveal, but guard the lab. Most of you are letting the public into your lab while the floor is still dirty. Here is the Forbidden Code protocol for the next 30 days. This is how you format the drive of your life. Step 1, the dark phase. For 30 days, do not share a single personal goal or business target with anyone outside your SOD circle, your spouse, or your mentor. Step 2, the name audit. Stop identifying as a freelancer or employee. Internally, you are a sovereign steward. Step 3, the vocabulary ban. Delete the words I'm trying, hopefully, and I need. These are the language of the out group. The in group uses the language of it is done and we are building. Step 4, the midnight calibration. Spend 10 minutes in total darkness every night visualizing your kingdom. Do not use a screen. Use your mind. This dark vision is 10 times more powerful than a physical vision board because it is hidden from the eye. Step 5 of the protocol is the tithing wall. They really didn't want me to talk about this one. Most people see tithing as a donation. In the Forbidden Code, tithing is a legal firewall. By giving 10% to the source, you are taxing your own ego. You are proving that the money doesn't own you. This act creates a jurisdictional shield. It tells the prosecutor in the heavenly court, this wealth is under the protection of the king. It is not personal property. It is kingdom capital. Once your money is reclassified as kingdom capital, it becomes invisible to the demons of loss. The car doesn't break. The lawsuit doesn't happen. The ghost expenses vanish. You aren't losing 10%. You are purchasing immunity for the other 90%. This is the most cost-effective insurance policy on earth, used by the wealthiest lineages for millennia. Step 6 is the law of the first hour. You must conquer the threshold of the day. If you check your phone in the first 60 minutes, you have allowed the public code to overwrite your private code. You are starting your day as a consumer, not a creator. To manifest the millions, you must spend the first hour in the sanctuary of silence. No news, no email, only the blueprint. Read the Torah. Meditate on the open hand psalm. Clean your room. This morning calibration ensures that your antenna is pointed at the throne for the rest of the day. You will receive downloads and coincidences that your competitors will call luck. But you will know the truth. You were simply the only one tuned to the correct station. High-resolution wealth requires a high-resolution morning. 7 is the consecration of space. Your home is currently an open port for the world's chaos. You must seal the vessel, keep your bathroom doors closed, do the SALT protocol in your corners, remove the poverty objects we discussed in previous masterclasses. Why? Because the forbidden code only works in a controlled environment. You cannot run elite software on trash hardware. By organizing your physical space, you are signaling to the architect, the laboratory is ready. Send the high-voltage energy. Most people are asking for the light while their house is a black hole of entropy. Fix the hardware today, clean your desk, pair your shoes, seal the leaks. The abundance is looking for a place of order to land. Become the most ordered point in your city. Let's address the risk of exposure. I know some of you are scared. Rabbi, if I stay silent, won't I be lonely? Won't people think I'm failing? Listen to me closely. The applause of the poor is the curse of the rich. If the 99% understand what you are doing it wrong. To be a Torah Life Strategist, you must be comfortable being misunderstood by the masses. Let them think you are boring. Let them think you are quiet. Let them think you are average. While they are projecting an image of success, you are building the reality of success. The billionaire rabbi knows that it is better to have $1 million and look like a pauper than to have $1,000 and look like a prince. Reclaim your right to be a mystery. The more mysterious you are, the more gravitational pull you exert on opportunity. Consider the law of the shadow one more time. We discussed that money is the shadow of your identity. If you want a giant shadow, you need a giant light. But if you try to grab the shadow, you lose the light. The forbidden code requires you to turn your back on the money. You must focus 100% on your assignment, the value you provide to the king's world. When you are truly obsessed with building the temple, with serving, with solving, with aligning, the shadow of wealth will grow so large that it will eventually overtake you. You will find that you have too much. You will have overflow. Not because you chased it, but because you stood so close to the sun that the shadow had no choice but to be a giant. Stop hunting the shadow. Become the object of light. Now I want to address the prosecutor's trap. Why do they want this video deleted? Because the system is built on the entropy of the many. The system needs you to be reactive. It needs you to be in debt. It needs you to be loud and exposed so it can tax your energy. When you implement the forbidden code, you become economically independent. You stop needing the system's safety nets because you have the Creator's covenant. This makes you a sovereign unit. And sovereign units are hard to control. By watching this and applying it, you are performing an act of spiritual revolution. You are declaring your independence from the empire of man and your allegiance to the kingdom of God. This is the highest level of strategy. It is the end of the small life and the beginning of the eternal legacy. I want you to leave a comment below right now, but because this is the forbidden code, we are going to use a cipher. Type the words. The source is secure. By typing those words, you are signaling to this community and to your own soul that you have accepted the law of silence. You are declaring that your vessel is now under lockdown. I will read these comments and I will hold the frequency of secrecy for every person who signs this contract. We are building a hidden network of strategists who move in the quiet and manifest in the light. Do not let one more dollar leak out of your life because of your need for attention. Reclaim your privacy. Reclaim your dignity. Reclaim your power. The secret place of the Most High is open for those who know how to keep the door shut. Think about the Noah's Ark strategy one last time. When the flood of judgment came, God didn't tell Noah to go on a press tour. He told him to build a box and seal it with pitch. Noah was inside a dark wooden box for a year. He was invisible to the world. But while the whole world was being audited and destroyed, Noah was preserved. His wealth, his family, and his future were safe because he was shut in. The forbidden code is your pitch. It seals your life from the flood of envy and judgment outside. Build your ark today. Shut the door. Stay in the quiet until the dry land appears. When you finally walk out of the ark, you will be the owner of a new world. But for now, stay in the box. Stay in the sod. Consider the fading signal of the mouth. In the Torah, the Hebrew word for mouth is peh. The word for face is panim. They are connected. Your face is what the world sees. Your mouth is what the world hears. If your mouth is always open, your face becomes common. It loses its grace, chin. The billionaire rabbi knows that the most attractive force in the universe is mystery. When you speak less, your words carry more weight. When you show less, your presence carries more power. By closing your mouth, you are charging the battery of your charisma. You are becoming a magnet of interest. People will sense that you have a secret. And because they want the secret, they will bring you opportunities. Silence is the ultimate marketing strategy. It forces the world to come to you to find out who you are. I want you to look at your leisure time. How much of it is spent in public spaces, even digital ones? If you are scrolling, you are exposing your soul to the common frequency. You are becoming average by osmosis. The forbidden code requires you to spend at least 1 hour a day in total solitude. No book, no phone, just you and the architect. This is where the high-level data is transferred. You cannot receive the billion-dollar download while you are listening to a podcast or watching a video. You must provide the silence for the creator to speak. In that silence, the knots are untied. The blocks are removed. The strategy is revealed. If you are too busy to sit in silence for an hour, you are too busy to be wealthy. The 1% trade noise for knowledge. Let's summarize the forbidden strategy. 1. Power is found in the hidden face, Hester Panem. 2. Exposure triggers a spiritual audit of your merit. 3. Dopamine bragging bleeds the pressure needed for manifestation. For the 1%, use private channels and hidden storehouses. 5. Your identity is a sovereign steward, not a relatable consumer. 6. Tithing is the legal firewall that protects your capital. 7. Solitude is the receiving station for high-level strategy. This is not religion. It is mechanical life sovereignty. If you follow these laws, you become a black hole for abundance. Nothing can escape your pull, and nothing can steal what you hold. You are the stable center of your own economy. The flow has no choice but to follow the code. I want you to take this seriously. Tonight, do not go to sleep until you have shut the valves. Delete the posts that show too much. Cancel the meetings that are just for talk. Seal your vessel. Feel the weight lift off your chest as you realize that you don't have to prove anything to anyone anymore. You are a child of the King. You are a Torah Life Strategist. You move with the quiet authority of the temple priests. Even if your palace is currently a small office, treat it with the reverence of the Holy of Holies, because the Creator dwells where He is invited by order and silence. Every morning when you wake up in the buffer hour, say to yourself, "The source is secure, my vessel is whole, the light is flowing, and so it shall be." I believe in your potential to be a master of Sod, a keeper of the secret. I know that the person listening to this is ready to graduate from the world of noise. You have shared enough. You have chased enough. Now it is time to rule. Do the internal work. Use the forbidden protocol. And watch how the sudden stalls in your life vanish. Watch how the ghost expenses stop appearing. You are the architect. The world is the construction site. The blueprint is in your soul. I am Rabbi Boaz. Your soul is the blueprint. Your life is the construction. Now, go build in the dark, protect the seed, guard the light, reclaim your kingdom. The gate is opening for those who know how to stay hidden. The world is loud, but the Torah is quiet. The billionaire moves in the quiet. The strategist moves in the quiet. In the silence of your lockdown, you will find a level of peace that the world can neither give nor take away. That peace is the glue that makes your wealth permanent. It is the covenant of salt applied to your identity. Tomorrow morning, when you step out of your door, do not look for approval in the eyes of others. Look for alignment with the source. You are no longer a consumer of attention. You are a producer of destiny. The forbidden code is now active in your life. Stay quiet. Stay strong. Stay aligned. The harvest is guaranteed to the one who can keep the seed underground. Final thought, look at your life today. Is it exposed or is it fortified? If you are feeling vulnerable, check your privacy settings spiritually and physically. Return to the shadow of the Almighty, because in that shadow there is no envious eye. There is only infinite provision. And in that provision, your cup will not only be full, it will be unstealable. It will be yours by divine right and strategic alignment. I am praying for your invisibility. I am praying for your strength. I am with you in the bunker building the future. Let us reclaim this world together, one secret at a time, one sanctuary at a time. Shalom, my friend. Shalom to you and to your entire house. May the architect guard your silence and multiply your success. I am Rabbi Boaz. Your soul is the blueprint. Your life is the construction. Now go build in the dark. Shalom.